Okay guys, somehow I managed to crawl out of the Discord server, which has clearly gotten out of control these past few days. I know I'm probably sounding like a broken record here, but you guys are kinda missing out if you haven't joined yet. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and hope you're all grinding well in Warframe. You know, this game, which is kinda short on content for a lot of us right now, but Empyrean or Railjack is probably on its way. And what better way to get ready for potentially one of the biggest releases this year in the game than stocking up on plats. In this video, I am not going to suggest the textbook answer of farming prime junk parts and selling them for 10-20 plats. If that's your thing, then totally cool. It's all about what you're willing to trade for the amount of plats you want anyway. But oh no, that's not how LAKEY likes to trade with his plats. What I will be doing is explaining the practices that I personally apply to profit hundreds of plats per transaction, techniques used to analyze and even influence market prices, and more, so stay tuned. Also, have you guys met Zira? She's kinda weird sometimes, but I had no—
Hello again everyone, I will take over this channel one day.
Shut up, Zira.
Ha ha ha.
Just a quickie, boys and girls, if you're loving the content and would like to get even closer, perhaps you want to be a subscriber with benefits. They're good ones, I promise. Then please feel free to visit my Patreon page where you can get access to the lit Discord server and support what I do here for just $1.50. Links in the description. Okay, before we move on, let's set a couple of disclaimers. I am not sponsored by Warframe and I am not part of their partner program, at least at the time this video is or was released. All opinions and suggestions expressed in this video are my own, so if I tell you to go buy some plats, I'm not being paid by DE or anything. And honestly, if you really need plats in a hurry, then buying them off of the official site is the most reliable way. For the purposes of this video, I will be using WarframeMarket.com, of course. That kind of means I will be catering to the PC crowd. Sorry console boys and girls, I mean you're probably limited to trade chat anyway. I don't believe there's an alternative, which is kinda sad. Also, I am not paid by the guys who run WarframeMarket.com. You can feel free to use whatever site you want. Pro tip number 1, the price influencing strategy. It's pretty common knowledge that shiny new stuff, like Atlas Prime for example, will generally depreciate in price from launch as time goes on. The rate of depreciation varies and sometimes it can take a few days or even weeks for parts and or mods to become affordable for a lot of us, but what if I told you there is a way to potentially make those prices drop faster? The idea is to place a bid or offer and adjust it continuously throughout a period of time to hopefully influence the market towards a favorable direction. You might think, how could I, an individual, influence the entire Warframe market? To better explain this method, let's analyze the Atlas Prime set here on the site. It is absolutely crucial that you do your best to place within the top 5 names whether you're buying or selling. This helps with exposure and maximizes the impact of this strategy. As you can see, currently Rockboy is being sold for 174 plats at the lowest, and the best offer is 151 plats. That's a supply-demand gap of about 13%, which is great. There's some opportunity here. Generally, anything above 20% is probably not worth pursuing. The gap would be too large and you'll be better off trying your luck with some other item in the marketplace. So let's say I'm looking to sell an Atlas Prime set. What would I do here? Well, this is an easy case. I'd put up another offer at 180 plats and wait till the cheaper ones are sold before increasing the price by 2 to 5 plats at a time. You have to create the value perception for an item by placing the right amount for an offer or bid. Another example, let's say I'm looking to buy instead and I want to spend a little less than 151 plats. I'd probably place a bid for either 140 plats or 135 plats. Keep in mind that as you try to get your name up there, someone else will be pushed out. If I was to go for 140 plats, then the overall value perception for Atlas Prime would be higher than if I was to go for a bid of 135. So in this case, 135 plats would be a great amount to use to try and pull down the prices. This does take a bit of patience and obviously is impossible to be 100% reliable since you can't control every single variable. There are also a couple of ethically questionable things you could do, which I won't go too deep into. Basically involves either getting a group of friends or multiple accounts to help amplify this piss strategy, but I think it becomes a bit too impractical at that point to be worth it. Pro tip number 2. How much plat is worth your time? Some prefer to sell prime junk, others corrupted mods, and perhaps even augments from specific factions. For me, primed mods are the most efficient. Buy the right ones from Barrow, get them maxed with endo before hunting for a buyer. There's a couple of really good reasons why I think you guys should switch to primarily selling primed mods for plats. First, I think it's far better to make one big sale than to make multiple smaller ones up to the same amount. You won't have to spend as much time looking for multiple buyers, you're less affected by market fluctuations, and given proper planning, you'll end up making a ton more plats in the long term. Another reason would be, as a fairly experienced player, I have lots of endo to burn, and every time I run out, it just gives me another reason to do arbitrations, which I have absolutely no problem with. Some may argue that it's more efficient to sell a primed mod at rank 8 or close to max, but not maxed because plat per endo. That really depends from item to item. For me, plats are worth more than endo, so 40,000 endo, I can make it up no problem. And perhaps I should make a separate piece on endo farming 2019? Let me know down in the comments if you would be interested in that, guys. Pro tip number 3. Get personal with Riven trading. There is at least one other site that is more focused towards Riven trading, but I don't really like that one. Warframe Market has a far cleaner UI. It's pretty much inevitable that you'll have to do some form of negotiation to get the Riven you want at the price you want, or could afford at least. I do recommend reaching out through the site's messaging system before approaching in-game. I feel there's less rush that way and helps make way for more calculated decisions. The Riven trading business is a tricky one. Here's a template for you guys to use. Of course, try to switch up the words a little bit here and there. No, I don't mean like how you do your homework. Be polite and use the right words. If the other person is being rude, it's okay. Just leave the conversation. If you want to be that guy from Pawn Stars, then feel free, though I think you'll have a much better time negotiating if you're buying to use than buying to resell. It's why I prefer trading primed mods over the Riven business of sacrificing copious amounts of Kuva to RNGesus. Pro tip number 4. Utilizing price charts. Now for a lot of you guys, I do understand that looking at charts and stuff is kinda getting fiddly. Most of us just want to put something up for sale, find a buyer, and get the deal done ASAP. But trust me guys, preparation is key when you're trying to make big sales. I'd rather put time and effort into a bit of research so I could have a much easier time later on netting a buyer. If you click on the statistics tab for a specific item, you'll see a variety of different charts to choose from. A lot of these are like the ones used in IRL stonks trading, so not gonna go too deep. That's what he said. Wait, no. I always stick to the candle chart and average price. The latter just simplifies everything and helps you look at the general price trend. If it's going up even slightly, then that's when you want to get in to try and pull the price up with the PIS method. The candle chart is a little more detailed. I love looking at what the daily offers were and the actual value of transactions that took place for a particular day. The smaller the candle, the better. That means there's less variance. Generally, if it moves upwards, then that's a great time to sell. If it's going down, then that's the time to buy. You know, common sense. If you're looking to actively trade, like buy to sell instead of buy to use, then the little volume chart here helps to show demand over a 90-day period. So really, you have everything you need here to make a good living in Warframe so you can get your wisp out of the Fortuna streets and into the sheets. Okay, I think I'm going way too far. I hope you found something here to start applying to your graphic grind, guys. If you have way better tips, then absolutely no problem. Share them down in the comments at your own risk though. Every trader has his or her own secrets. As always, I'd love to read your thoughts, so remember to leave comments. And if you're new here, hey, check out the channel, check out some of the other videos, and see if it's worth hitting that subscribe button. That's all for now. See you guys in the next video.